Whoever opens any of the doors doesn't just face a spirit, they are forced to confront their deepest truth and their greatest sin. And no one ever comes back alive. In 2026, deep in the northern mountains of Pakistan, a long-forgotten 1930s medical facility becomes the center of horror again. The hospital was shut down overnight after 7 children mysteriously died, their eyes wide open, faces frozen with terror. No cause was ever documented. Rumors said the deaths were linked to 7 underground doors, sealed with iron locks and ancient markings. Locals believe the doors were not part of any laboratory, they were containment chambers for something inhuman. The film opens with a 1930 flashback, panicked doctors burning files, nurses crying, metal doors being forcefully locked with chains. One terrified nurse screams, "Don't lock them in. If they get trapped, they'll come out." But despite her warnings, the 7 doors are sealed using old religious scripts and heavy steel. Time jumps to 2026. A 4-member documentary team, Ali, director, Zara, camera operator, Danish, researcher, and Rizwan, sound engineer, arrives to explore and expose the forgotten hospital. The local villagers beg them to stop. An old woman warns, "There are no ghosts here. Only things older than humans." The first night, after the main gate closes, Zara hears metal dragging sounds echoing from beneath the hospital floor. Her camera catches a quick glimpse of a small, pale, black-eyed boy running across the hallway. The crew panics. When they descend to the underground tunnels, they discover something horrifying. Door number 1 is broken open. Symbols are painted all over it, glowing faintly in the dark. Suddenly, the hospital lights flicker violently for 1 second. A child's whisper echoes through every corridor. The first door is open. Leads the team into a long, damp corridor covered in fungus. The metal door is carved with circular patterns that look like distorted clocks. A strange crystal embedded in the center absorbs all light. When Zara zooms in with her camera, the crystal emits a faint child's scream, as if something inside is trapped and crying. As Ali steps inside, the temperature falls instantly. Blue light glows from a large hall where a wooden crib sits in the center. They approach, and freeze. Inside the crib lies Ali himself, dead, wearing the same clothes he has on now. His face is pale, eyes lifeless. Suddenly, the crystal pulses. A violent psychic flash strikes all of them. Ali sees a vision of his own death, falling down a staircase, dragged into darkness, his neck snapping. Zara sees herself burning alive while recording. Rizwan hears a future recording of his own screams. Danish sees his hand covered in someone else's blood. The crew panics, scrambling toward the exit, but the door slams shut behind them. A whisper spreads across the walls. "You cannot escape what you are meant to see." When they finally force the door open, the air of the entire hospital has changed. It's warmer, thicker, almost like breath hovering everywhere. But one thing terrifies them more. The seal on door number 2 has begun to crack on its own. Door 2 radiates an unsettling sweetness, like children's birthday cake, not rot, not decay. Danish explains that entities often mimic comforting scents to lure humans deeper. The exorcist, who joins the team later, warns, "This door forces your greatest sin to take physical form. And it won't be a memory. It will be alive." Inside, the room expands unnaturally with each step, architecture bending, warping. Black fingerprints of small children smear the walls, and muddy footprints lead to an old wooden chair. A young girl sits there, pale, hollow-eyed, motionless. Psychiatrist Ahmed collapses when he recognizes her. "My daughter, Hanya. She died years ago." But as she tilts her head, a dark mist slips from under her skin. It is not his daughter, it's a demon wearing her face. She whispers, "You left me alone, Baba." Ahmed breaks down, revealing that he had accidentally left her locked in a room during a depressive episode, causing her death, a truth he never admitted. The demon's bones crack as she rises. Blood tears form down her cheeks. She shrieks, "Your sins feed us. Your truths free us." Lights explode. An unseen force grabs Rizwan's legs and drags him into a pitch-black tunnel. His screams echo across the corridor. When silence returns, door number 3's symbol glows bright red. Another entity has awakened. Door 3 opens into an impossibly long corridor that feels like a forgotten mineshaft. The air is heavy, silent. No gust, no vibration, just void. As the crew moves deeper, they begin hearing the soft humming of children. Tiny footsteps patter along the walls, though nothing is visible. Soon, Bloody handprints start forming on their own, hundreds, then thousands of small prints. The walls begin to shake with the laughter of unseen children. The corridor opens into a horrifying playground. Broken swings rocking on their own. A rusted slide cracked in half. A merry-go-round spinning wildly without touch. A half-transparent child appears, torso missing, eyes hollow. He says, "We were not killed. We were fed." Another child crawls from under the swing, body bent backward unnaturally. A third hangs upside down from the ceiling, smiling with stitched lips. All 7 appear around the team. But behind them crawls something far worse, a colossal shadow creature on elongated limbs, its presence bending the air around it. A 12-minute chaos sequence ensues. Children running on ceilings, grabbing ankles, screaming, the shadow monster pursuing them through twisting corridors. Zara's camera glitches uncontrollably. Danish's microphone bursts with static. Finally, the exorcist yells. These aren't children, they are the feeders of the womb. Darkness consumes the screen. Then a distant heartbeat begins. Door number 4 glows. It has awakened. Door 4 leads to a spiraling metal staircase where every footstep echoes twice, once from the team, and once from something 1 second behind them. When they reach the bottom, they enter a massive chamber containing a huge mirror at the center. 7 clocks hanging above it. A circular time symbol carved into the floor. The mirror does not reflect them correctly. Their reflections move 1 second later, then 2. Then 3. Suddenly, flash. The team resets back to the staircase entrance. They're trapped in a time loop. Each loop gets more horrifying. 1. First loop, sounds repeat out of sync. 2. Second loop, they see themselves dying in the reflections. 3. Third loop, Zara's reflection smiles while the real Zara cries. 4. Fourth loop, a future dead Ali appears, whispering, "Do not open door number 6. In the 5th loop, a monster made entirely of reflections forms inside the mirror, a tall, joint-twisted creature that can crawl between time fragments. The mirror shatters. A catastrophic energy pulse collapses the loop. But at a price. Rizwan's reflection escapes into the real world while the real Rizwan becomes trapped inside the mirror. The exorcist shouts. A free reflection is more dangerous than a demon, it can steal faces. Door number 5 awakens in a violent burst of red light. Door number 5 is pure blackness. Torches illuminate only a small radius, as if light itself is being eaten. Inside, everyone realizes their shadows are acting unnaturally, moving a few seconds late, bending at odd angles. Soon, their shadows detach from the floor and crawl onto the walls like living silhouettes. Long arms. Cracked limbs. Inverted necks. These are not shadows, they are unborn forms, creatures trying to enter the physical world by stealing human shapes. Zara's shadow suddenly steps out of the wall, forming a faceless, human-sized figure. It walks straight toward her with silent, calculated movement. Shadow Rizwan, the escaped reflection entity, attacks Ahmed, twisting his body in impossible ways. The hall begins pulsing like a womb, warm, wet, rhythmic. Ali realizes. Door number 5 is their birthing chamber. These shadows are waiting to be born into our world. A tidal wave of shadow humans begins forming, hundreds merging into a grotesque, shapeless mass. The exorcist warns that if the door stays open, these creatures will erupt into the world and replace humanity with perfect shadow beings. The chamber collapses into darkness. Only one whisper remains. Door 6 reveals what you truly are. Door number 6 unlocks. Door 6 opens into a silent, white-sanded chamber. Every step the characters take lights up glowing text in the sand, every human carries one truth that kills them. Each team member's hidden guilt is revealed in brutal detail. At the center is a black well. From it rises a woman, beautiful, pale, expressionless. Villagers once called her Sakina. But she is actually the adult vessel of one of the original 1930 child spirits. She smiles coldly, "We don't want to haunt you. We want to be born." Door number 7, the womb chamber, opens by itself. Inside is a grotesque living room, biological walls pulsing with heartbeats. Wet membranes dripping fluid. A massive organic sac hanging from the ceiling, filled with moving silhouettes of unborn entities. All 7 children now act as guardians of the womb. Then the creature emerges, a gigantic, multi-faced monstrosity made of shadows and flesh, screaming in dozens of overlapping voices. Give us life. A catastrophic 20-minute finale erupts. Collapsing corridors, shadow births attacking, mirror world ruptures, Sakina turning on the team, and the womb creature attempting to break free. In the end, Ali sacrifices himself to seal the final door permanently. The hallway becomes silent. Everything stops. But in the final shot, through a tiny crack in door number 7, a small infant hand slowly reaches out. Cut to black.